Today we gather to witness and to celebrate the joining of Abigail Catherine Stokes and Andrew R. McHugh in a lasting and binding covenant. Abby and Andrew understand this day to be one of both deep gratitude and communal commitment. A day when they are able to thank all of those people who have loved them and journeyed with them up until this point. A day when not just two people, but an entire community of friends and family, dear ones and loved ones come together and agree to support the commitment that Andrew and Abigail are making to one another. The promise they make here is one of hope between two people who have loved each other well, and to commit to loving each other radically, creatively, and abundantly in the days, months, and years to come. This is a commitment made by two people who honor each other as individuals and who wish to unite their lives and share the future together in deep and lasting ways. Abigail and Andrew have lived their lives together for several years. Their journey has been beautiful and vibrant, open and wholly human in both its perfection and its startling and beautiful imperfections. They have selected a reading which demonstrates the complexity and depth of their love, a love that is rich in history and creativity, and a love that is ever growing, ever changing. It will be read by a dear friend of the bride and groom, Aaron.
Love is a temporary madness. It erupts like volcanoes and then subsides. And when it subsides, you have to make a decision. You have to work out whether your roots have so entwined together that it is inconceivable that you should ever part. Because this is what love is. Love is not recklessness. It is not excitement. It is not the promulgation of the promises of eternal passion. It is not the desire to mate every second of the day. It is not lying awake, imagining that he is kissing every grain of your body. No, don't blush. I am telling you some truths. That is just being in love, which any fool can do. Love itself is what is left over when being in love has burned away. And this is both an art and a fleshly aspect.
I've never seen Abby as happy as she is when she is creating. From cooking with local organic produce to planting seeds or saplings so that they might grow into something yet unseen, hands in the dirt or hands on a chef's knife. When Abigail is creating something, growing something, imagining what it might be, she is her full and beautiful self. And Andrew, he plants things from time to time, and he cooks too, so I'm told. But it's when he's talking about his work, about the creation of experiences, time, and space through the use of technology that I won't even begin to understand or seek to talk about here, that I see his a sense of intellectual excitement and energy wash over him. When Andrew was imagining a new frontier reachable via augmented reality, when he is creating, he is his full and beautiful self. Their worlds might, in some ways, seem so very far apart. Abigail with hands in the dirt, Andrew with fingers on a keyboard, Abby planting seeds that have been saved by loving farmers for generations, and Andrew charting new territory, making maps of experiences humans have never had before. But at the heart of each of their vocational calls is this impulse for creativity. To make and do and immerse themselves in the messiness of the act of creation and imagine what might one day be. When asked to tell the story of their relationship, Andrew began with the words, "A long, long time ago, we went to a place called Westminster College. Perhaps you've heard of it." It turns out I had heard of it. From the beginning of their story, as some of you already know, in their truly creative and wonderfully wandering ways, Abigail and Andrew did things a little bit differently. It wasn't love at first sight for these two, like we hear about in childhood fairy tales. They didn't actually date during the first few years that they knew each other at Westminster. They were friends, but not close friends, and so their lives intersected in small but fairly insignificant ways. And then there was a party. Abigail's senior year, Andrew's first year out of college, and they flirted the entire night. Emails were sent, texts were exchanged, and a change in their relationship emerged. Now, normal first dates, you might think coffee, or if you're brave, a quick dinner. If things don't go well, you want to keep the time short, because who wants to be stuck on a bad date for an extended period of time, am I right? But Abigail and Andrew did things just a bit differently, a bit creatively here too, because their first date was a road trip to Tulsa, Oklahoma. 5 hours in a car together, one way. On the way there, they were on a really long and thankfully not at all awkward first date. On the way back, they tell me, they decided that they were dating. And they talked about their feelings around marriage, fighting with a significant other, and moving in together. You know, your typical light and breezy second date conversation. And when things were going well, going really, really, really well, what does one who has chosen to take a different and non-traditional path do? Well, Andrew shared that he almost broke up with Abigail at the beginning because it was just too good. It was just too good. Yes, from the moment they began their relationship, from the beginning, Andrew and Abigail have gone their own way and done their own thing, marching to the beat of their own creative dream. Here again, this excerpt from the reading they have chosen for today. Love is a temporary madness. It erupts like volcanoes and then subsides, and when it subsides, you have to make a decision. You have to work out whether your roots have so entwined together that it is inconceivable that you should ever part. Because this is what love is. Love is not breathlessness. It is not excitement. That is just being in love, what any fool can do. Love itself is what is left over when being in love is burned away, and this is both an art and a fortunate accident. When I asked Andrew and Abigail what they wanted those gathered here to know about who they are, about their relationship and their upcoming marriage, both Abby and Andrew said the following. We want to note that a good deal of labor has gone into our relationship. We are extremely compatible, it's true, but even so, we have worked hard to get where we are. Things have not always been easy. We want people to celebrate us just how far we've come and how hard we've worked. It turns out that love, not the being in love part, the flowers and the narratives from romantic comedies, the generic Valentine's Day greeting cards and cheap bottles of wine, not the cheesy manufactured being in love part, but it turns out that love itself, real, tried and tested, true love requires epic amounts of creativity. As many of you gathered today may already know, love is not easy, and Andrew and Abigail are deeply aware of that. I have seen them. They have done the work, they have waded through messy spaces, and they have found that indeed love is what is left over when being in love has burned away. And even more important for these two creative souls, love is, as our reading contends, an art. Love is the art of perseverance. It is the art of making a way when there doesn't seem to be one. It is the art of crying in one another's arms, and yes, maybe even yelling at each other from time to time because there simply aren't calm words left to say. It is the art of laughing so hard it hurts. It is the art of calling a counselor when things get real and you know you need help. And at its core, love is the art of boundless, blissful, abundant creativity. Abigail and Andrew, you possess this creativity in spades. It is central to who you are, both together and separately, and it grounds your being in the world. Know that it will serve you in the days, months, and years ahead, and when you forget that you indeed have all the creativity you need to sustain and support one another, know that we, this community gathered here, will remind you. Love is indeed an art, and you, my dear and beloved friends, are artists. As a community, we know that two people in love do not live in isolation. Their love is a source of strength with which they may nourish not only each other, but also the world around them. And in turn, we, their community of friends and family, their beloveds, have a responsibility to this couple. By our steadfast care, respect, and love, we can support their marriage and the new family they are creating today. Will everyone please rise? Will you, who are present here today, surround Andrew and Abigail in love, offering them the joys of your friendship and supporting them in their marriage? If so, Andrew R. McHugh, you are my love and my life. Through the years, we have laughed together, fought together, adventured together, and struggled together, and they have been the best years of my life. You are intelligent and funny and thoughtful and so full of love and enthusiasm for us in our partnership. Today, we are joining our lives together and stepping into our future. Moving forward, I promise to listen when you need to be heard, to lift you up when you lack confidence, to keep trying when things get hard, and to build a fun-filled, supportive, accepting home with you. Most of all, I promise to love you and keep loving you forever.
Learn how to support each other in ways we find meaningful. We accept each other's quirks while also pushing each other to be the best that we can be. Jamie asked us in our premarital counseling why we loved each other. It took me a sec to respond, because at some point I stopped being a task manager. I got to a point where I loved you because how could I not? I vow to continue on this journey with you. If we made it this far through the stress of our numerous moves, financial stresses, our communication stresses, our work stresses, I think we'll be able to make it together. I vow to hold you when you're happy, and with my rings. And I vow to continue to accept you for who you are becoming.
With their vows, they have offered themselves to one another. And now, before all of their loved ones gathered here, they state their intentions to one another and to their community. Abigail, do you take Andrew to be your husband, in joy and in sorrow, to love, to respect, and to cherish, for as long as you both shall live? Andrew, do you take Abigail to be your wife, in joy and in sorrow, to love, to respect, and to cherish, for as long as you both shall live? That worked out. Along with the reading of their vows and their declaration of intent, Abby and Andrew will now exchange rings as an outward and visible sign of an inward and deeply held commitment. These rings signify the union of two people in an unending relationship of love and trust that has no clear beginning and no end. Please repeat after me, Andrew. Sure. Abigail, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love. A daily reminder of my commitment. And with all that I am and all that I have, I freely choose to join my life with yours. Abigail, please repeat after me. Andrew, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love. A daily reminder of my commitment. And with all that I am and all that I have, I freely choose to join my life with yours. I'd now like to invite Alex Meyer forward. Having shared their vows and exchanged rings, Abby and Andrew will now live out their commitments to growth and creativity, both as individuals and within the one life they continue to create together, by planting a Missouri native seed and an Oklahoma native seed in a shared pot. Still distinct and separate with roots and future growth of their own, these seeds will grow and change together, made new yet deeply held by all that is within them, in the foundation, the soil that they share. May this too be true for Andrew and Abigail, distinctly separate, firmly rooted in who they are as individuals, yet joined in a foundation planted firmly within a soil that allows them to grow and change both separately and together. Take some hands, guys. Abby and Andrew, you have expressed your deep love for each other. You have vowed to be always loving and loyal toward one another. And you have exchanged rings to symbolize your love, thus formalizing in our presence the existence of the loving bond between you. On behalf of your family, friends, and the whole human community, I pronounce you partners in life. You may kiss. An embodied symbol of the courage, boldness, and audacity of love that is possible in our world. They now venture into this new life, bound together by all that is good and held forevermore in your love for them. Go now in peace.
call her my best friend from college, but the truth is that we didn't really even meet until our senior year. We bonded during a road trip during the fall when Jamie, our officiant tonight, shepherded us and another group of students to Vanderbilt Divinity School in Nashville to explore our post-grad options. Anybody who knows Abby knows that she wears her heart on her sleeve. And it was immediately clear to me that she was already an important force in my life. By the time we graduated less than a year later, I could hardly remember not knowing her. Although I think we're both a little sad that we didn't get to know each other sooner, I'm incredibly grateful for the friendship that we formed that year. We spent many late nights in my little tiny studio apartment in Fulton drinking red wine and perfecting our poached egg techniques and commiserating over our singleness. That spring, I had noticed Abby and Andrew catching each other's attention at some parties with our mutual friends. And I wasn't shocked when she took off for a spur-of-the-moment trip to Tulsa, which has been mentioned before. It was an important event. I would be lying if I said that I wasn't a little bit bitter that Andrew was taking up so much of her time and attention in our last months together, but I couldn't really blame him. He was falling in love with her warmth and free spirit in the same way that I had, and there was plenty of that to go around. Since that spring, I've had the pleasure of watching Abby and Andrew learn and grow together in their relationship. They exemplify what it means to invest in one another. Abby made the decision to jump headfirst into Andrew's dreams for graduate school, first as he went to Carnegie Mellon in Pittsburgh, and then on to Madeira, and in turn he followed her back to Missouri before they went together to San Francisco. They've been all over the world together, and they've shown time and again that they'll do whatever it takes to keep their relationship strong. Abby and Andrew, I'm so incredibly proud of the people that you've become together and the foundation that you've built for your marriage. And I can't wait to see how you've bloomed. And now I'm going to invite the best man, Chris Given up.
Thank you. I know who that is. It means you can I'm the best man, Chris. Another college friend, and actually, for a while after Andrew and I met, if you had asked people who he would end up with, they might have told you me. I have a list of good reasons here. One, we were always seen going places together because I was living on the couch of the house he was living in. So, you know, the paths overlapped. We had similar classes. We were both studying philosophy. And then, you know, we started giving presentations together. So we were really putting on a good public face. The next semester, it got even better. We were officially living in the same house. We rode our bikes everywhere. We were often barefoot on campus together. And we kept running into this one professor who had seen that previous presentation. And on top of that, she once ran into us at the grocery store while we debated the merits of Roma tomatoes versus tomatoes ripened on the vine. It was a very academic conversation. We had a lot to consider, obviously. But like a lot of relationships, especially romantic ones, Andrew and I had a honeymoon period, then a period of adjustment, and since then we've had a relationship built on the foundations of that adjustment. It's been about 7 years of excellent projects and wild ambitions. I haven't had the opportunity to know Abigail as well as I know Andrew. I moved back to my hometown shortly after they got together. But like any good philosopher, my confidence in their relationship can be formatted sort of like what we call a syllogism. Andrew and I did excellent things together, or at least we tried. Because Andrew had excellent plans. I met Abby through one of those. That would be the Sustainability Coalition, for those of you in the audience. So since I met Abby through those excellent plans because of Andrew, I'm confident of the excellence of those two together. One night, when Andrew and I were living together, and yes, this was still during the honeymoon phase, Andrew and I discovered a Nietzsche quote, nicely contrasted with a family circus cartoon, and it said, "When marrying, ask yourself this: will you converse well into your old age? That is all that matters." So Andrew turns to me and jokingly proposes. Confident as I am in the excellence of these two together, and since I'm already married myself, today I happily relinquish my claim to marry Andrew to Andrew and Abby.
So I'm so damn honored that all of you could come see us get married. It means a lot for us to take time out of your schedules, to maybe miss work, to, in some cases, travel across the country just to see and support us in this next phase of our relationship. And even for the people who could not join us today but tried, we are incredibly humbled. You are all very beautiful people. Personally, I'm also really excited to share my hometown of St. Louis with all of you. It's a pretty great city, not without its problems. And if you're here for a little bit longer and are looking for things to do, Abby and I wrote up a little adventure list that you can find on our website. There are many costs to a wedding. There's the venue, food, flowers, decorations, and of course the opportunity cost where we could have spent the last many months doing anything else. And we think that we're very fortunate at this time in our lives that we can choose to cover these costs, but we also wanted to send thanks to our benefactors, Samsung and Capital One, for being able to provide us the funds for this wedding. Also, of course, the gifts from our lovely friends and family here and there. We wanted to throw this party because all of you are worth it too. We wanted to also specifically thank people who helped this day run smoothly. Our best people, Laura and Chris, for doing some of the prep legwork with us. Caroline for managing everyone today and also working with us since last Thanksgiving. Jamie for being an amazing family friend, counseling us up to the wedding, officiating and letting, or at least not stopping, Abby going to Tulsa with me on our first date. Jill for emceeing and managing Spotify tonight. Aaron and Alex for helping in the ceremony with the reading and the planting. Joe for managing our video cameras. The groups of friends and family who helped set up and who will help tear down. And of course, the local businesses like the Luminary here, Jason, our photographer, Whisk, our bakery, all for providing great services. This part isn't quite a toasty statement, but Abby and I thought that it was interesting that often, but not always, that people reach out to her when they had wedding questions. Just like everything else in our lives, Abby and I split tasks, collaborated, and negotiated any discrepancies, because, we're in this together. As you leave here tonight, as a small token of our gratitude, please grab some of the seat packets that we've prepared for you on the guest book table. It's right out there by the front door. Abby and I have chosen a special seed from our special home states that should grow well in your local green space. And if you haven't yet, there's also a Polaroid camera next to the guest book out there. Snap a photo and paste it in with a little note. And last thing, as Abby and I wander around to say hello, we wanted to jumpstart some of the conversation and let you know what we're doing. So we live in the generally lovely San Francisco Bay Area. Abby was at our city forest for 17 months, where she installed drought-tolerant lawns and grew baby plants at their nursery. And next she'll go to Hawaii for a month to work on a macadamia nut farm. I myself have been at Samsung Research America, a research lab of Samsung's. I design meaningful hallucinations. And that means that I work to understand and create a future where we wear these magic augmented reality glasses that can replace all the screens around us and allow interfaces to go beyond these flat black rectangles. So, thanks for coming and supporting us. We love you all, and with that, I will pass it back to Jill.
So if you could please welcome Abby and Andrew for their expression of love and happiness, please.
Hola,